fellow Flosstubers, it's Patty here with episode 72. Today is September the 2nd, 2019. So happy Labor's Day to everybody here in the States. On today's show, I have works in progress, I have purchases, and I have knitting. So sit back and relax. Grab your beverage of choice. Mine is water. Your craft of choice, and let's chat. How was everybody's week? Mine was relatively great. The weather is nice. In fact, yesterday it was so beautiful that the hubs and I and little man spent quite a while outside playing. It was a lot of fun. And yes, you heard that right. I did have the little man yesterday. So yeah, we had a really good time. I have forgotten how it is to take a toddler grocery shopping. My arms are killing me today from carrying him around because he didn't want to sit in the basket and he didn't want to sit in the cart. He wanted to help put stuff in the cart. He wanted to run around and yell, and so the first store we went to, I carried him almost the whole way through. And I was smart. I picked him up a toy. So when we went to the second store, we bought a thing of blueberries, or we were going to buy a thing of blueberries. So we opened the blueberries up, and he stayed in the cart. He ate the blueberries and played with the truck, and we were able to do a good majority of grocery shopping in the second place. So yeah, I have completely forgotten how crazy 2-year-olds can be. But he's a joy. He's so much fun. And we have 2 rubber boats, and they're like kayaks, and the hubs pulled one out, and Mason was yelling because it was supposed to be back where it was supposed to be until he saw Grandma get in the boat, and he thought that was hilarious. So he and I sat and played like we were on the river for a while, and yeah, until Grandma saw a spider crawling on her. And then Grandma kind of freaked. But it was a good day. It really was. It was a good day. So shall we get in with the stitching? I think so. Now you know a little thing about me. I don't like spiders, especially crawling on me. Okay, so Mara Monday, of course, is Lady of the Flag, and I'm stitching this on a 32 count preamble, and I believe this is by X Stitch. So let me open this up because I did get a lot of beading done. I am now working on her dress. So I'm about halfway done. I think if I push through today, I should be able to get the beading accomplished, hopefully. And then next Monday, I hopefully can work on the rest of the back stitch. So that is where she is at, because I really want her done before the 11th. So she might get an extra day if it doesn't look like I'm going to be close. But yeah, I'm really hoping I can get this done. That is the goal, to get this done. So then homework for last week. Homework for last week in School of Magical Stitches and Literature was you took 5 whips. They did a random number generator, and your house had to work 500 stitches on that one whip, and then you did 200 stitches on the rest of the 4 that you had left. Hufflepuffs was number 2, and my second whip was Up on the Rooftop, charted by Tilton Craft. I am using a 25 count easy count grid white and gray Lugana fabric. So of course I'm doing this 1/1, and I did more than 500 stitches because I did my 500 stitches and I kept going. So I think I ended up doing 700 to 800 stitches, but here is the end of page 2. So I am working, I'm finishing up page 2. I'm so excited. There we go. And I really need to fill in the rest of page 1, but that is where I'm at. on this one. So excited to be working on this. Okay. And then my first pick was, or my first on the list was Mother's Arms by Mirabilia. I'm doing this on a 32 count ivory linen. And I got 200 stitches done on this one. So now I am working on the blanket the baby is wrapped in. So it's this section I worked on and this one right there. So I'm getting it done. I'm getting it done. And then I had Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. So, and this is by Carriage House Samplings, and I'm doing this one on a 40 count Heritage by Picture This Plus. And I finished up the mummy for my 200 stitches and started working on Frankie. It's kind of funny to look at Frankie. So he's got hair, eyes, and a mustache. So that's funny. Alright, and then I only accomplished 3 of the 4. I didn't feel like doing the last one. So the last homework assignment last week I did was Chatelaine's Medieval Town Mandala. And this is on 32 count white that I got from European Cross Stitch. And I worked on one of the, first I worked on the Petite Treasure braid in this corner, and then I just started filling in. So the colors were in this one, and this one, so I just kept working that out. And next time I'll have to go up and do the buildings next time I work on it. But yeah, this one is, and this one, it takes a while because of all the color changes, but it's a nice one to work on. So that was last week's homework. And since Sunday was the first, we had a pop-up homework to do. And it was your newest whip, a new start, or a new page start, or a new SAL start, like section of the SAL. And I thought about bringing back out up on the rooftop to start a new page, but then I decided no, I will get my last start of 2018, and that was Blossom Goddess by Mirabilia. I am stitching this on a 32 count Touch of Yellow by Witchelt. And since it was, you could start midnight Central Standard Time, which is 9 o'clock in Alaska Standard Time. I went, or Daylight Standard, whatever. Alaska time, it's 9 o'clock. So on Saturday night at 9 o'clock, I put in 300 stitches. So I started another color. And then I had Little Man all day Sunday until I think 5:30, 5 o'clock-ish or something like that. And then since we didn't get all the groceries that we needed at the one store, we had a little bit of dinner, went to the store, came back home, had a snack, and I started stitching probably around 9 o'clock. So I went ahead and did some more. I got another color and started on, so there's 4 colors in there so far. And there's a couple of more that need to go in there. So yeah, I did a little bit more on this one, so that's good. So this one will be kept in the rotation since it's not one of the yearly. So yeah, that worked out really well. And I was very happy with the progress I got this last week. So, shall we go on to plans or purchases? Let's go into purchases. So, I went to Michael's and bought some 3371 because I always need more 3371. And then I saw this color card that was free at Michael's, and it's the DMC color card, and it is just a color card. There's, you know, doesn't have the floss or anything, but gives you kind of the idea. And it has colors from 01 to the ecru. So that's really cool. And it's, this one is the chromatic, so you've got all the pinks and purples and greens, and so this is like you can see them all together. And then this one is in the number order. So look at your Michael's. It was right by the wall, and I just picked it up for free. I have a big one, but I don't have it with all the colors, and that big one also doesn't have the newest colors. This one does not have the 400 series, but, or 4000s, I mean. And the variegated. Yeah, this one doesn't have the variegated at all, so that's what that one has. And then I was so bad. So bad. I have now put myself on a buying ban, except for my floss. The floss I have pulled back, and I am doing the 6 skeins of Victorian Motto instead of the 12 skeins of Victorian Motto. So, yeah, because I went a little crazy. And I purchased 4 patterns plus the fabric from 123 Stitch. So the first one I picked up is Spooky Tree by Barbara Anna. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And I'm going to do this one on the called For Fabric, which was a 32 count summer khaki Belfast linen. And then I just loved this one. I haven't picked up any of the other Cottage Garden, the Songbird's Garden series, but I really like Dream. So the Autumn Dream. There's just something about that pumpkin. So this one called for Sanguine Linen from Weeks Dye Works. And oh, that's what I caught. I did pick up the called for fabric. I'm sorry. So this is 36 count Sanguine Linen by Weeks Dye Works. So I am putting that on that. That's unusual. I usually don't do it that often. And then I've always wanted to do Ink Circles Get Crackin'. So I picked up Get Crackin'. And of course these I didn't pick the floss up because I have plenty of floss. So I will be pulling out hand dyes and DMC and all the other floss I have here. So I did this. I picked up a 36 count aqua linen fabric. So it's going to go on an aqua color because it's the Kraken and they're in the sea, and yeah, so cool. And the last one I picked up, and I can't believe I picked this one up. I like it, and it's going to be fun to do, but I usually don't do things like this either. So this one is Cross Stitch Nation by Heartstrings Samplery. And this fabric is on a 32 count Silvery Moon Lugana fabric. So it's a pale color. And this was supposed to be stitched on 32 count Silk Weaver's Wexford Midas Touch. So yeah, that is what I'm going to do with this one. So I have more. Yeah, I am a crazy person. I am a crazy person. When am I going to get to all of this stuff? One day at a time, one stitch at a time, right? Right. Okay, so knitting. Since I finished the last shawl, I picked up a boomerang scarf. This is called the 40 meter sprint by Stitch Nerd Designs. And I pulled out some hand spun. So this is the stuff I spun myself. This is, let me pull it out, from Three Waters Farm. It is a Polworth Tessa silk and a late winter sunset. So there we go. Yeah, it's got a little bit of the browns and pinks and purples. And this is where I am at on it so far. I'm using a size US 6 4.0 millimeter, and that is what I've gotten accomplished so far. And I like it. It's garter stitch and a little bit of lace. So garter stitch, a little bit of lace, bind off. It's a 4-row repeat. There's bind offs, and then there's yarn overs and knit 2 togethers. So it's a fairly simple pattern. And it was made for the Olympics, so it's easy to stitch while you're watching TV. So yeah, it is great. I have not worked on the socks at all, because I did not go to knit night last week because everybody was busy. There was 1 or 2 ladies that could go, but everybody was busy and I just wasn't feeling like going knitting. So I stayed home. I did have a lot to do during the day. Wednesdays are hard now because I do all my parents' errands on Wednesday. So it all depends on what kind of errands I have to do, how I feel when I'm done. So that is the knitting. Plans for this week. Okay, I've got a couple of different plans here. Let me grab, where did it go? Oh, it's over here. So, this week in the School of Magical Stitches and Literature, we have 3 homework assignments. Let me get back to it. So this is before school. We need to stitch on something that we vowed to finish by December 31st, 2019. The only thing I have left is Trick or Treat, because I don't have 400 stitches to do the beads. They probably do have over 400 stitches for beads, but beads take me so much longer that I don't think I would be able to do it. So this is the Trick or Treat Fairy by Nora Corbett. I am using, well, I'll tell you guys that when we get to it. So I am going to go ahead and work on this for homework. The second one is for the home visit. Use the name Dursley. You have to pick out 1 letter. And it either can be the designer's first or last name, the charting company's first name only, or the chart name first title word only. So, where's that paperwork? Oh no, oh, it's right here. I have picked Skeleton Crew because of the S for Dursley, and the third is in honor of our new professor Slughorn. Stitch on something that you were persuaded to start by a fellow student, you visited a visit to your LNS, or because of FOMO, fear of missing out. So my fear of missing out was the year in Hawkwind Hollow. Halloween at Hawkwind Hollow. I really wanted to do that one because I saw it and I'm like, oh, I have to have it. So I got it right as it came out. So that is what I'm going to be doing for homework. I'm also doing the letters from the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch Facebook page. I'm doing the September challenge, which is shorter days. So I have it all out. I have already done my Y, which was Blossom Goddess for the yellow fabric. Because I have no Ys. I have no Ys anywhere. So I was able to do 240 minutes, which was 4 hours on Blossom Goddess already. So check mark. So it is shorter day. So my S is Skeleton Crew. My Y, or my H, sorry, is for Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. O is up on a rooftop, and that's because I'm on the rooftop. I'm doing that. R is the Romantic Rose Garden by Chatelaine, and then I have Trick or Treat, which will be the Nora Corbett Trick or Treat fairy. E, I have no E's, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out the alphabet by Prairie Schooler and work on the letter E. And then the R, I have Roses of Provence. So then days. D is my Death by Cross Stitch. A is Mother's Arms, because it's A arms. And then Y, of course, was Blossom Goddess. And then S is going to be Autumn Sky. So I'll work on Autumn Sky again because of the Sky S. So that is where I'm at on that. They also have a month one where you can pick out which one you want to do, and it's all with 24 minutes. So I'm going to get back to the Pumpkin Passport. Now, last night I didn't do it, so I'll go ahead and do 48 minutes today. But I'm going to try to do 40 or 24 minutes every day on the Pumpkin Passport and get that thing done, please. So, looking around. Oh, looking around, I have one more thing to show you. I forgot I made another needle minder. So here she is. I found this at Michael's. So I just decided to pick it up and put a magnet on it. So it was a a necklace. So I just took the top off and there she is. So now looking around, I have nothing else to talk to you guys about. I will, towards the end of the month, talk about my dark October stitching. I still am not going to start anything new, I don't think. It's starting to get really hard not to start anything new. Because I really want to start something, but I have so much stuff that's already going. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, you only live once, right? Well, anyway, I hope that you guys have a great week. And if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for coming in and spending some time with me. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back week after week. I totally appreciate it. So I hope that you have a great week. And I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content. And I'll see you next time.